Okay, so here I will be presenting my case as to why Myles Turner should be the Defensive Player of the Year in the National Basketball Association. I'll show some stats, crack some jokes, piss off fans of the Jazz and the 76ers and some Clint Capella supporters and just people who like different players who are good at defense. Gonna piss them off. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good old time, us Pacers fans who know Myles Turner is the best defensive player in the league. So, let's get into this. Statistically speaking, just straight statistics right now. Myles Turner beats Rudy Gobert in every defensive category except for rebounds. And I know, just looking at the stats, not giving any context, it looks like Myles Turner is a really bad rebounder. He's not the best rebounder, but he's also not as bad as his 6 rebounds would say. Because he has Domantas Sabonis on his team, which is the dominant rebounder. He boxes out. If you watch Pacers games, I made a video about this, he boxes out for Sabonis. He faces away from the ball and boxes out other people so Sabonis has room to rebound the ball. And sometimes he'll go outside to get long rebounds. Other times, he's trying to defend the perimeter where he'll just run out and try and block a perimeter shot. And then when the shot gets chucked up, he doesn't have enough time to get back and get the rebound, so Sabonis gets it, or TJ McConnell gets it, or just somebody else gets it. So there's just multiple reasons as to why Myles isn't getting rebounded. It's not because he's as bad. I'm not saying he's super good. I'm not saying he's the best rebounder in the NBA or anything. But what I am saying is he's still a good rebounder. Rudy Gobert, he's the dominant rebounder on his team. Blocks, Myles Turner is beating Rudy Gobert in blocks. Myles Turner has 3.7 blocks or something like that. A crazy amount. Definitely more than Rudy Gobert. He's beating Rudy Gobert in steals, so. And then people, for whatever reason, are going to bring up points. We're talking about defense here, not points. I know, that's a shocking revelation. But you don't bring up points per game when you're talking about defense. Crazy idea, I know. Also, just gonna bring up a little something for some Myles Turner haters. Myles Turner has been injured for a good amount of time here. So long, actually, that on the total blocks list, everybody surrounding him has played at least 15 or 20 more games than him. At least the top 5 guys, other than him, they've all played 20 more games than him. I'm pretty sure. He's still number 2 after being injured for a month. He's still number 2 in the league in total blocks. So it's all the blocks that he's accumulated throughout the whole season. This isn't blocks per game. It's all the blocks throughout the whole season. He's still number 2 after missing 20 games. And that should be insane in itself. Because he's missed 20 games. Excuse me. He's missed 20 games. Holy crap. He's still second? He's missed 20 games? But not only is that impressive, for those of you who don't think that is impressive, the number 3 guy, the guy behind him, has played 20 more games than him. Care to guess how many more blocks he would have to get to pass Myles? He would have to get over 20. Yeah, Myles is in front of this guy. It's Nerlens Noel. He's in front of him by 20 blocks after playing 20 less games. And you tell me this guy isn't the best shot blocker in the league? Are you smoking crack? How could he not be? Who else could have gotten injured, missed 20 games, and still be second in the NBA in total blocks? So stupid. He doesn't qualify for blocks per game because he hasn't played the right amount of games. But considering he played 40, almost 50 games with keeping the same blocks per game, that whole, he was keeping it steady, he was doing good, I still think he'd be leading the league. There's no way that he wouldn't be. He would have to fall off tremendously to not be. It's stupid. I mean, recency bias is probably going to come into play. He's probably, they're going to be like, oh, he's injured, so he doesn't get it. For those of you talking about Ben Simmons, Myles Turner doesn't beat Ben Simmons in steals. Ben Simmons has 1.1 steals, so zero point 0.2 more than Myles. He doesn't beat him in blocks. He does beat him in rebounds. But I just want to keep this in mind because I know some people are going to say that Ben Simmons is a non-statistical defender. Okay, let's not talk about statistics. Let's talk about measurements, which, plays into how you defend. And I've watched Ben Simmons defend. In the most recent game, where he's supposedly the best defender in the league, Karis LeVert scored 24 points. So yeah. But Ben Simmons is 6'11", the same height as Myles Turner, averaging way less blocks per game, but can't talk about stats. 6'11", guards, mainly point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards. Now at 6'11", he has a significant height advantage on the point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards that he's primarily defending. Much more than Myles Turner. Myles Turner is guarding guys, like the biggest height advantage he would have on his primary guy. I know some people are going to say, oh, he's blocked guards before. No duh, you're getting like almost 4 blocks per game. Some of those are going to come off guards who are stupid enough to drive against you. But primarily, he's defending guys who are like 6'10" and above. Ben Simmons is guarding guys who are between like 6 feet tall and 6'9". He has a significant more height advantage than Myles Turner ever does on his primary defender. And Ben Simmons is not as good a defender when he has that much of a height advantage. I feel like nobody's talking about that he has such a huge height advantage on the position that he is defending, as opposed to Myles Turner. I'm not saying that Ben Simmons should guard centers, because his skill fits point guard, so why wouldn't he guard them? But what I'm saying is, at that height, and with such a huge height advantage, he should be getting at least like 2 blocks per game. That's all I'm saying. And then I don't see this with Rudy Gobert. Well, actually, I don't watch Jazz games, so I can't say. I don't hear about it as much with Rudy Gobert. With Myles Turner, when he's in the paint, teams they will, like, any player that's going to drive in the paint, they stop and think about it first. Like, they're thinking about, if I drive, is he going to just completely swap my shot into the upper deck? And it prevents teams from driving. Like, if teams drive the same amount as they normally did on Myles Turner, he would have way more blocks. But they don't, because teams evolve once they, learn your skill set. Part of the reason teams are having so many points in the paint against us, because we're missing Myles Turner. But, like, his presence there was stopping shots from being shot and forcing guys to chuck up threes. It doesn't... I don't understand how people disrespect him so much just because he plays for a team that people don't necessarily like. It's so stupid. And I mean, what other city? I just want to know why do you not like Myles Turner? He's such a nice guy off the court. Like, he's done so much charitable work. He's like the J.J. Watt of the Indiana Pacers. He does so much charity work. From like his second season, he did that thing with Teachers Credit Union, I believe, where it's like every shot he blocks, they donate school supplies. And he has another foundation for underdeveloped communities in Indiana for kids to get food, and a good education and stuff like that. Like, he does a lot of charitable work. He's a cool guy too. Like, follow him on Twitter. He speaks his mind, and that's always nice with players, because, like, when guys just say, PC family friendly stuff all the time, it gets kind of boring, because you're like, this guy isn't being real. But Myles Turner, he's real with you. He says what he wants to say. And that's great. And we literally have named our city Block City for a day. The governor signed a declaration saying, I don't know if declaration is actually the legal term for what the document. He signed a document legally binding for the rest of May 14th that the city will be named Block City for the rest of May 14th. What has Utah done that? Has Salt Lake City done that for Rudy Gobert? Has Philadelphia done that for Ben Simmons? Has Atlanta done that for Clint Capella? What other city has done something like that? Like, that right there should just show you the passion we have towards Myles Turner and how much he's done for Indiana. And I mean, the guy's taken such a huge pay cut. I know people are going to be like, oh, I'd like my center who's getting paid $18 million a year to score 20 points per game. Yeah, he could score 20 points per game if he was getting a lot of touches. But you have Rudy Gobert, who's making, I believe he has a max salary. He's getting paid like $38 million a year. And he's averaging like 13 points, 14 points. Like 2 more than Myles. He's getting less blocks, less steals, more rebounds. But I mean, Rudy Gobert's getting paid so much when Domantas Sabonis is playing way better than him. He's only getting paid like $21 million a year. So you have Gobert, who's getting paid a max contract. You have Ben Simmons, who actually might still be. I can't remember if he's still on his rookie deal or not. I think he's getting paid a decent amount. I'll have to check. But if he's getting paid less than Myles Turner. He's getting paid less than Clint Capella, maybe. But out of Rudy Gobert and Myles Turner, those two, Myles Turner is getting paid significantly less. He's taken way more of a pay cut to stay loyal. Like, that's something NBA fans complain about all the time. The NBA fans that aren't fans of super teams is, we want more loyalty. We wish it was back like in the 90s where guys played for their team for their whole career and stuff like that. Myles Turner exemplifies that. If he needs to take a pay cut, he will. He said this quote that I'm going to say, I can't quote it completely because I haven't seen it in a while, but it's just kind of stuck with me. I saw it in like 2019, I believe. Myles Turner said, I could sign with a bad team and average 20 points per game and be successful there. But I want to stay here and win a championship. He's willing to take pay cuts for a winning team and for a team that he likes, and he likes this team. I just don't understand how you could hate Myles Turner so much when you don't even know anything about him. Like me, I don't hate Ben Simmons. Like, I'm fine with him off the court. He doesn't seem to be doing that bad things. Like, I only got kind of mad at him when he said that he's the best defender in the league. Like, in 2 months into the season or something like that. Shut up. That's stupid. Rudy Gobert, I don't have anything against him. In fact, I kind of want him to do good because I have an autographed rookie card of Rudy Gobert that I pulled out of a box of basketball cards when I was younger. So I want him to do good so I can sell that eventually for a lot of money. But like, I don't have any hate towards these guys. But people just seem to really hate Myles Turner for reasons I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Most of the people I see hating on him, it's on Twitter. And Twitter is a really toxic place. So maybe that's not everybody. But I just feel like Myles Turner gets undeserved hate. Should have more media attention. I mean, he has brand deals. He has a decent amount of brand deals. He's a personable guy. He has the stats. He has the just dominance in the paint that is not, you don't feel that with other players. Like, he is so dominant in the paint. It's insane. He's just crazy. He's an insane basketball player. And he has a great talent that is just underappreciated. Myles Turner should be Defensive Player of the Year. End of story. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and that's just great that they named the city Block City for a day. Just great. See you guys next time.
Love on each other, as in, like, you know, tell each other they love. I don't know, like, who the person is, so the fuck you doing? The fuck you doing? bad, y'all.